cut it from there, come back in. Alright, so hey guys, Adrian here, and as you can see, I'm in my business suit. If you haven't seen the last video, just came back from a business meeting thing, and I actually have a new project type thing where I wanted to look a little bit professional for the video. Not this one, but I'm just happened to be shooting anyways. I thought I should shoot some videos while I was in the little, attire and all that. So, with that, I want to talk about today about SSDs, solid state drives, and why it's time to invest in solid state technology. So you can see here, this is Newegg, newegg.com. You can buy SSDs here. You can see now they're much more lower in prices compared to when they first came out. Not only that, they're higher in storage. They're not, compared to traditional hard disk drives. They're not, perfectly matched up yet. But I don't know if there's a 1 terabyte SSD. I doubt it. But and if there is, the higher they get in size, the more expensive they're going to be. Because that 200 gigabytes are already, a little bit expensive. But why you need to invest in it? And when it comes down to PC, Mac, whatever machine you're running, hardware-wise, whatever laptop, desktop, whatever it may be, custom build or etc. There's a bottleneck that tends to be overlooked, and of course there's a CPU that runs everything, the brain of the computer, then there's a RAM and all of that, and the graphics card and all of that. But the hard drive can tend to be a big bottleneck, and there's something like if you have a slow PC and stuff like that, upgrading the hard drive can go you a long way, because obviously the hard drive stores the operating system which you run, it stores your data which you access, it stores the programs which you access. Yes, the RAM and CPU play a huge part in that. The hard drive basically does two things: it reads and writes. So technically it reads data off of your drive and it writes data to your drive. So when you're producing a video, obviously, let's say you import the video from your camera onto your drive, it's obviously reading the data that you're putting on, and then writing the data that you're putting on, and then obviously reading it when you need to edit it or something of that sort. So again, that is it's the basis of a hard drive. Now, typical hard disk drives obviously have a bunch of moving parts or tend to be clunky, and again, life expectancy can range because these can fail, these can last you a long while. It just depends on whatever. It may depend on certain situations. SSDs are solid state material. There's no moving parts, there's no mechanical parts, and they're just as thin. The one I have is just as thin as this iPhone. So longevity-wise, it can be great, and they're all flash-based memory and stuff like that, so there's no moving parts, so it doesn't get too hot or anything of that, and the speeds are ridiculous. So that's the basis of SSDs. So you can improve, all around, your experience from gaming to, startup and shutdown times or boot times, to application launching just by purchasing a new hard drive, in particular an SSD. So I'm actually going to go over here to the SSD I bought. This is the Intel 80 gigabyte X25M. So the Intel X25M, when I first got it from the guys at Intel who sent it over to me for review, which is the first product I ever got to review, it was $600. This was back like 4 years ago, I think. So when I was just starting out on YouTube, this was really expensive stuff, and it was really expensive hardware, and it was really fast hardware, and this new SSD technology was really just becoming on the cusp of technology. And now you can get hard drives for, now it's only around 150 plus, or 150 give or take dollars. But now you can get SSDs that are twice the size of storage for around the same, or for more than half off the price that mine was originally. Before, when they first came out, like I said, they're very expensive and all of that, but now they're much cheaper, as you can see from the comparisons of these solid state drives. And there goes my dog, I'm sorry, drives here. But just jumping back over here to this video, this is a video by Jag at Review, where he did this great comparison of these SSDs versus this traditional hard disk drive, and he's booting, and he broke up the video into 6 things here. You can see the traditional boot time of an Intel X25V, SSD from Patriot, and another SSD from Patriot, and all that. So you can just see the difference here. So you can see this is a regular SSD, this is the SSDs in RAID, versus the hard disk drive. This is the Western Digital Black 500, which are some of the best traditional hard drives out there. So you're going to get better boot times, you're going to get better run times and all that. But like I said, you may be limited. For my example, I only have 80 gigs of storage. So if you're putting this on a main machine, I put it on my iMac, which, by the way, if you're watching this video, you can watch my teardown of the iMac and installation. I did it with my friend Duncan, or Mobile Phone 2003, on live stream. I'll leave that link in the description below so you can watch that whole situation go down through the problems, the errors, and all of that. It's basically me taking the 1TB drive out and putting in the SSD and all of that. Really great performance. My experience, if you have an iMac and you want to put an SSD in it, definitely do it. I recommend getting something higher than 80 gigs, higher than 120 plus gigs. You don't really need too much storage nowadays because you can offload so much content to external hard drives, online content and all that. You can back up your music online and all that. But me personally, I do a lot of video production and all that. So videos tend to take up tons of space. That's why I only have 7 gigs left. So I'm looking to get my 1TB into a external little drive thing so I can put it in and offload a lot of content. But yeah, definitely worth investing in an SSD, guys. Save up that $200 for your next hardware upgrade, whether again you have a laptop, you have a MacBook Pro, you have a PC laptop, you have a desktop that you custom build, or if you have an iMac like me, definitely look into investing into an SSD. Trust me, guys, it'll help in all-around performance. It'll be definitely a noticeable upgrade from your traditional hard drive. I mean, I use a 7200 RPM, or I use a 10,000 RPM hard drive, and I still notice a difference when upgrading to an SSD compared to when I was looking, coming from like a 72,000 to a 10,000 RPM. SSDs are really something to invest in, guys, whether, again, whatever hardware you have, whatever OS you're running. OS 10 and Windows tend to have really good optimization for SSDs nowadays, and there's like great applications like Trim Enabler on OS 10. I think there's some Windows ones that really enable you to get full potential out of your SSD. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. I'll leave all links in the video description below along with that teardown of the iMac. Sorry for the dog in the background. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.